In this video, main things I would like to compare are video resolution and crop, bitrates and codec, any limitations, autofocus test, prices, and how good I guess are the cameras pleasing to your eye, how good is the image.
I don't know if you ever seen anything like this, but it's my custom rig. Looking pretty good. Looks safe.
Okay, first and foremost, before you even start watching this video, pause it and like it, because once we reach 250 likes on this video, I'm gonna do another giveaway. So I'm just giving you some time right now. Pause it, like it. Are you done? Okay, let's keep going. So this is the rig that I use to compare these cameras side by side. It is the best way to compare them, I suppose, because that way I have exactly identical footage and I used exactly the same settings the whole time. In this video, I wanted to show you guys the differences between Canon 6D Mark II EOS R and EOS RP. The reason I picked these three cameras because I've had them for about 3 years now. Well, the 6D Mark II was the first one, and then the R, and I've used the RP many times. They've been strongly criticized among videographers and photographers around Canon and Sony and Nikon world. So I wanted to show some love and show some things that I don't like about these cameras and help you to make up a mind in picking one of these cameras, and either you need one or not. You'll get a better understanding after watching this video for sure. Before we even start, I wanted to say that we're going to mainly focus on video characteristics and specs of these cameras, and I'll be going over real life footage and showing you real life videos out of the camera straight up so you can compare and see what's best for you. If you would like to see the specs, you can click the links in the description where you could check out the exact specs on Amazon website, and if you do purchase any of these cameras from the links, I will get a small commission and it will help my channel to grow, and you will pay exactly the same price as you would going to Amazon directly. So thank you so much for doing that. Let's keep going. In this video, main things I would like to compare are video resolution and crop, bitrates and codec, any limitations, autofocus test, prices, and how good I guess are the cameras pleasing to your eye, how good is the image. Let's talk about video resolutions and crop factor. 6D Mark II is the oldest out of these three cameras. It shoots in 1080, 23 frames per second, 29 frames per second, 60 slow motion, which is not really even in slow motion, but let's just say it. It does 4K time lapses and no 4K period at all. All right, no C-log, nothing else. That's it. It has only 45 focus points, and they literally stuck them in the middle. Makes no sense. It's like they took a sensor from 80D and put it in the middle of the 6D, which is full frame, same 45 focus points, and they don't care if you're gonna have anything outside of that box, and all your focus is in the middle. So your 45 focus points here, nothing else in here. That's it. Kind of stupid and sad at the same time. It is what it is. R and RP shoot basically in the same resolution. The only difference is, luckily, RP is shooting now in 23 frames per second. First they didn't have that, now they have it with an update. So if you have that camera and you don't see the 23 frames per second option, just update your firmware. It's super easy. You can go and do it from the Canon website. These cameras shoot 4K, but they have a huge 1.8 crop. This means that this is your 1080, right? footage as you see, and when you shoot 4K you'll get like this much of real estate. That's all, so you're limited to this area here. Good news are, at least on these cameras, we have almost 5,000 points for the focus, but they're about 140 focus points which you can actually click and pick, but they cover now 88% of the screen, so you'll be able to tap and focus everywhere. And that's the cool feature. You can actually look in the viewfinder, right, in EOS R and RP at the same time, and touch the LCD, the back of your screen, and that's going to serve as picking the focus point. It's super cool. The screen turns black and you literally drag your finger over and you'll see in the viewfinder where the dot goes around, and that will be your focus, and you can focus and you'll be able to see what's focusing or not and move the finger around, and it will just work like magic. 6D Mark II doesn't have that. Also, the R has 720 resolution and you can shoot 120 frames per second slow motion, so you can slow down almost like 5 times. But there is no autofocus, and come on guys, who's using 720? Like, what's that for? That's not even like full HD. Like, really? Honestly, I've had this camera for so long, almost since it came out, and I never used it even once because it just makes no sense to me. No autofocus, 720, like such a low resolution, and it's kind of useless. I have no idea why they put it there, but it is what it is. I'm just saying. Biggest advantage out of these 3 cameras has the R, because it shoots 8-bit log and also 10-bit log externally. What it means is it gives you more dynamic range and you'll get more details and highlights and shadows. So 8-bit inside of the camera, you can shoot it out exact. It's going to give you like more flat, desaturated image. It's harder to color grade, but you'll get better and richer color. 10-bit is really good. It's freaking crazy. I actually made a video. I'm going to link it here down up in the description. You'll see a little card pop up. Wow, like I shot 10-bit externally with a Ninja Atomos monitor. Yeah, it's expensive because you have to get a separate monitor and it's crazy rig and it's heavy and all, but you get such a rich image. It's like a cinema look. You can totally use this setup as the B cam, for example, for like C200. Like, wow, the picture out of it comes out stunning, like astonishing results. Also, since we're talking about resolutions, I wanted to touch on the bitrates and codec. I don't know, not much to say here. 6D Mark II, the bitrates are just kind of bad. It doesn't even have all-like compression. It uses IPB, which means you get more compressed video. So, you know, like you shoot 4K on iPhone and then you shoot 4K on mirrorless, and somehow 4K out of mirrorless comes out better quality than the iPhone one. So that's kind of the thing here. You'll get more details in each frame, more information of the video. So here in the R and RP, you will get more information, therefore you get higher quality image, opposed to 6D Mark II, where the bitrate and the codec is lower and more compressed. So what's the takeoff of here? All-I is a better quality compression, but you will get like almost 3 times bigger files. So you'll need a bigger SD card. And IPB is compressed power, but a loss of individual picture frame quality. On the other side, bitrates a number of data encoded into unit of time and is recorded in megabits per second. So 6D Mark II and RP have similar bit rates. For example, when you shoot 60 frames per second in 1080, your bitrate is 60 megabits per second. But in the R, that's where it shines. So we got 180 megabits per second. That's 3 times of quality in 1080, 60 frames per second. And a whopping 480 megabit per second in 4K. However, don't forget, 4K is cropped and there is no dual pixel autofocus. So there is this contrast, whatever autofocus here. As a result of that, like you get a good contrast ratio autofocus, but you'll get a rolling shutter, which means if you drag your camera left to the right really fast, you'll see these waves. And it's pretty bad actually in the EOS R. So if you shoot interviews and stuff like that, it's fine because you're not gonna see that. But if you decide to shoot like sports and stuff, good luck with that. 4K, unusable. Now let's talk about slow motion. It doesn't actually really exist in these cameras, let's just say that. Yeah, we have 60 frames per second on all 3 cameras in 1080. That's it. Like, I mean, I learned how to deal with it, but I wish I would at least put 120 frames per second. Like, it's a joke that they put it in 720 resolution and no focus. Like, come on guys, nobody's gonna use that. And there is no slow motion in 4K period. In R or RP, you only get 23 frames per second or 29, that's it. So I also decided to do a quick test and test the autofocus. How good is the face detection autofocus? On the R, they added actually eye autofocus. It's great. It was a firmware update again. I really like that because it really like locks onto your eye, and no matter how you move and stuff, as you could see here in this video, you'll always see a little square around your eye. And then on 6D and the RP, you'll have a square around your face, and it locks on pretty good. So based on these videos, as you could see on some of the shots, actually, you could see the 6D Mark II was autofocusing better than the R, but some R was better than the 6D Mark II. And I've used same focal length lenses, and I used the same exact settings. So I'm not sure what was the factor, but I have no idea. After watching these couple of times, I feel like they are the same, since the R is the newer camera, but looks like they're using the same technology. And even though the R has the faster, newer processor, it looks like the autofocus on the 6D Mark II and the R is pretty much the same. I did not even use this test on the R and RP because it's pretty much identical. I was just curious about 6D Mark II and the R since it's much newer camera. So whew, I'm sweating here because AC is off and I'm trying to get the best audio, and this video is probably already like 20 minutes in. So if you really like this video, please pause and like it. Don't forget about liking these videos. And if you really like it, please subscribe, because if you want to see more content like this, and I post pretty often, you gotta be subscribed, okay? I'm gonna wait. Like five seconds is good enough, right? Yeah, okay, so you like it, let's keep going. Last but not least, the IBIS. Doesn't exist. Canon cameras don't have it yet. Just like that. I know the R5 and R6 gonna have it, but they have the R and RP and 6D Mark II, they have this digital stabilization, which is basically internal warping as you would do it in post, in Premiere, let's say, or whatever the software you're using. It's not bad. There are two modes. It's just like light mode and enhanced. I usually use the first mode, not enhanced one, because the more you enhance it, let's just say, it'll crop in your videos. And as far as the colors, I really like the Canon color science, and it might sound funny because I think everybody says that, but I feel like the 6D Mark II has a little different tint to it. But pretty much if you use neutral profile and what I've been trying to use, you will get the same exact colors across the board. I kind of like the R better because you get more details in shadows and highlights because of that dynamic range the C-Log gives you, especially the 10-bit option with the external monitor. So that's my take on that. So the prices are, the RP is $8.99, that's it. The 6D Mark II is $11.99, and the R is $17.99. As of, what is it, June, July, something like that, 2020. The links are in the description. It is up to you if it's worth it to throw an extra couple $100 for the R. But let me just tell you my final thoughts. If this whole thing that I just said for last I don't know how many minutes make no sense to you at all, let me just give you three things here, three takes away out of this video. So number one, if you are not into video, buy the EOS RP. The cheapest option. It's a great photo camera. It's a budget version. There are downsizes as not as best weather sealing as the others. The battery sucks. Number two, if again you're not into video as much, just the photo, and you want a pro look camera with a top screen, better battery, better weather sealing, go with the 6D Mark II, but it's gonna be more beefy, I can say, of a camera as the EOS RP. And the number three, if your priority is video, go with the EOS R because you get all these advanced options. You get higher bit rates, better codecs, you get 4K, even though it's kind of unusable, but it depends. You get higher dynamic range. It's just a better package of a body of a camera that gives you all these things that I just talked about, and it's more things you can do and be happy about of the final result. So you're welcome that I made it nice and simple for you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I reply to almost every comment because I got all the time in this world. I do gear reviews, I do travel videos, I do vlogs, I do how-to videos. Anything video and camera related, it's all up here. So again, don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't forget when I post a new video. And until the next time, peace!